morning, sunshine. I have a book that I want to read. I just want to talk for a few minutes about what's going on here with this book idea. But first I'm going to show you outside. Turn you around. This noise is going on. There's a digger and he is digging up. Look at that. So that's always something exciting going on, and it doesn't have anything to do with my book that I want to read, but I just have some things that I want to show you that go along with the book, and it's ThidwickBig-Hearted Moose, and this was given to Grandpa Jay, my husband Jay Alexander, for Christmas. It says up there, love Grandma A. And so she had a Grandma Alexander. The book needs work on it, and anyway, this is Grandma A and Grandpa A, and that is Jay's, my husband's dad's parents. And his mom, Jay, your grandpa, whatever, my husband, his mom made a book about him before he met me. So there's all kinds of good things in there, and this is what he looked like in the 3rd grade. And this is a little bit what he looks like now. Well, probably about 3 years ago. And so I've been thinking and working on maybe some points that you might want to know about this book as a teacher or a parent or a person that reads this book and wants to think more about it. Okay, so one thing is that when you're reading this book or telling this book story, if you have stuffed animals that go along with all the animals that Thidwick deals with, that's really fun. I think that's really fun to let kids kind of act out play out the story with their stuffed animals or things that represent the little animals that are around in the story. Okay, and there is, and you could also sometime go on a nature walk and see what you can find out in the world about moss, because it talks about in the story that Thidwick eats moose moss. So this is, in Washington, this is a lilac branch, and this is not lilac. It is moss that grows on pretty much anything. This is some, and there's just some other nature things. This is some moss that grows on the ground, in grass. I found it in the grass. So, yeah, it's real good. Yeah, I showed you that. I showed you that picture, yeah. Okay, another thing about that is that his Grandpa A died before he knew him. So that's why when she signs this book for Christmas, it's only her, I think. Anyway, here's some moss that just was on the sidewalk. It just fell off the tree. And this was a piece that fell off the tree too. Okay. And then another thing that's interesting about it is that if you want to make something to eat that is moose moss-ish to go along with your story, make it a fun, like a memorable time. Food always makes things memorable to me, and I think for most kids. And what I thought of was popcorn. This one is I made two kinds, this popcorn and this one. Okay, first I'm going to tell you this one was just popcorn and then lime jello mixed real thick with just a little bit of hot water. And this one goes along with this recipe a little bit, but I changed it because I am trying to not eat sugar as much. I used honey, so it's pretty sticky, but it's good, real good. So for this amount, I only use like a tablespoon of butter, half a cup of, only a fourth a cup of sugar, and like, tablespoon of water. And that soda part is real fun. If kids like doing scientific type projects, so I put an eighth a teaspoon of soda in after this had this top bit I boiled for about a minute or two and stirred, and then the food coloring, and then the soda, and it fizzed in the pot, and then I poured it on, and then I poured the popcorn back into the pan and stirred it. And I think it's real good because I want to do less sugar. Okay, and then another thing is there's a part in the book where Thidwick is choosing friends that his other moose group does not approve of. And so I think that's really an interesting topic to talk about what friends you associate with and bring on into your life, and just making good friend choices, and also how to set boundaries maybe on what friends can influence you. So anyway, there's some of that, how to still be kind but not enabling, which those are serious subjects. And also there's another one, like being taken advantage of. Yeah, I don't know. There's stuff in there that's social learning, and how his friends deal with him making the choice of making maybe bad choices, or letting bad choices happen to him. I think I would probably rewrite the story a little bit if I were writing it, but it's something to talk about. It's something to talk about how to let your friends know that they are making choices that you can't be around them until they shape up, and then go ahead and meet them. on the other side of the lake when they get all that figured out. Okay, I think that's it. Oh no, there's a art project. So I'll show you this. It's not dry out, kind of drying. This is moss that I clumped up, and I made different pots of let me turn. Let's see. I made different pots of watercolor colors right here by just getting some water on there, and then I wanted some different colors of green, so I just kind of let some drip in there, and some like golden green, just let some kind of drip in there, and some red green. I had different pots. This kind of brown green, I don't know, I just kind of dabbed it in there. And then let me turn this over. And then any kind of, I mean, I had any kind of branches or pine cones or things that you want to try and paint with. I don't know. That would be fun, I think. Let's see. What else did I have here? This pine cone. I don't know what it will do. Probably need. So, yeah, painting with nature's stuff. And anyway, mine kind of turned out like this. It still has some moss stuck on it, and after it dries, I probably will do some more with it. That, I don't know, I can see if I want to draw some little moose in there, and or more trees. But that's what I have all going on with this story, and probably more. And anyway, so I'm gonna just turn this off and then play me just reading the story. If I break into song, I hope I don't do that. I think I will try and I'll kind of tape this up a little bit, but there is like writing, drawing. Some of it is, yeah, some of it is when we were little, and that's another thing that can be talked about. That some books are to color on and some books are not to color on. So as I'm reading this, something to talk about in there too. Yeah, that whole thing with the Thidwick being told that his friends were, I mean, they're pretty harsh. They're just like, we don't want you around if you're going to be like that. Teaching how to let someone know that they're making, or they can do better. I've heard that it takes 5 positives to, like, I guess, cancel out a negative. So ideally you would let someone know that they need to they could do better by letting them know what you want them to do, and put it in just a positive, this is what I think you should do. But still, that needs to be kind of sandwiched between a whole lot of, I really like you, you're a strong person, you have a big heart, and are always finding ways to share and give, I can see that you got a lot going on. It's getting heavy up there on your head. So when you get that figured out, you can come and work with me again. But until then, that's something you're going to have to work on, and I wish you luck. Maybe. Stuff like that. Okay. All right. I will talk to you again in story time. Bye.